Hi, it's Lisa here from Soul to Soul Yoga. So I'm just going to show you how to do a really quick, tasty and easy side dish, which my family love. Who loves this, Cass?
Me.
Which is spiced potatoes, spiced Indian potatoes. We're going to have curry tonight, so see my other video. There'll be a link somewhere in this video. And it's so simple. You could have this as a side dish for anything, and they all go in an instant. So it's basically like a spicy chip. I make it easy because, you know, who's got time for doing unnecessary prep? So for me, I've got obviously some potatoes. Any potatoes will do. And I don't peel them because actually there's loads of nutrition in the peel and we like the peel. So why would you bother wasting your time? You could do some more yoga or meditation while you save the time from peeling. And so as you can see, I've already chopped a few potatoes up here. Obviously take off the bits, the eyes or any bad bits, but don't waste them. You know, you can just peel that off and then use the pieces. Try to make them roughly even, but you know, at the end of the day, mine aren't even. There's some smaller, some bigger. But I quite like that because that means that there's going to be some crispier ones in here. Okay, so we can do these plain as I'm going to do today, or you could add some onions now. You could chop some onions, some sliced onions or whatever, and maybe pop them in. You could do them now so that they get nice and crunchy. You could put some chilies in before or after, but I'm going to do this plain just because that's, you know, it's just equally as nice. So I have a Harbour style cooker, so I'm going to pop it on the top. But you could just obviously put this on your gas burner or whatever, or straight into the oven. In fact, it might be better to heat your baking tray in the oven with a little bit of oil and then pop your potatoes in. But I'm just going to do this straight on the stove top. So a little bit like roast potatoes, you want a nice hot oil in order to cook them properly. So there you go, I'm going to just put that on there. And I'm going to prepare what we're going to stick with them. Really easy, as I said. I'm going to use rapeseed oil. You could use coconut oil. They would give a coconut flavour, but this one, some of these pure ones, refined ones, are odourless and actually don't have any smell. So you could use that. Probably crisp it up quite nicely, actually. But we're just going to use this because it's open and there's a bit to use. So I always try to use the last bits of everything up if we can. So that should be heating now a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's really, it's not like a Yorkshire pudding sort of, you don't have to have it really, really hot, it's just enough to, so just a little drizzle all over, whoopsie. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt now. You can always add some later, but this is going to be for the family, and I'm not a massive fan of too much salt in my cooking, because especially when you're using spices, you don't really need it. So I'm going to just use a mixed curry powder because you could use individual spices, but you'd have to mix them first, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm just going to use a little bit of a mild Madras. This is a mild Madras curry powder mixed one, and just shake it over. Shake, shake, shake. By the way, you can spice anything. So I have done parsnips and carrots roasted like this. Put a little bit of spice on, really nice as a side. Obviously cauliflower is really good like that. Aloo gobi, you could use the aloo gobi is cauliflower and potatoes. You could I sometimes put cauliflower in, but I don't have one, so I won't put that. And just spice it up. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the hot Madras as well, just for a slightly different spice mix. You could use a little bit of garam masala, whatever you have really. Just stick it on. Can't go wrong, she says, and then just stir it up. Okay. Now, you can always add, but you can't take away. It's a good phrase to remember. So, I know we like it spicy, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more spice on here. But if you are not sure, use a bit less, and then through the cooking, when it's nearly done, you could taste it and say, that doesn't taste spicy enough for me. Add a little bit more spice, and then cook it, you know, you've got to cook the spices, so then you would want to cook it for another at least 5 or 10 minutes. But for me, I've done this quite a few times because you love it.
They're amazing.
Yeah, and I have to make sure I get my share. Okay, so now I'm going to pop it in the oven for I would say on quite a hot heat, so maybe, you know, so it's 220 I'm going to start off with 15 minutes and then see how they go. But you know your oven. Hot heat, keep an eye on it, you know, even 5-10 minutes, turn it over, give it a shake, and we'll come back to see how they're getting on. So let's see if the potatoes are ready. They've actually been in on a hot heat for about half an hour. Depends on your oven, keep an eye on them. I've stirred them a couple of times to kind of make sure that they're all getting nicely browned, but let's have a little look. So, spiced potatoes.
Oh, they look so good.
No, Cassie, they're hot. Okay, so I think they're about ready. I love them really brown like this. Look.
Yeah, they're really nice like
yeah,
that.
I like them, but you could just check everything's done. Yeah. Oh.
One potato went
That
flying.
is not going to waste. 5-second rule. Oh, it's hot. I'm waiting, but no, Cassie, hands off. Right, let's come over here and finish off the dish. So, not a lot else to do. You could just eat them like that, or you could have some green chilies. You could chop some green chilies, put them over. You could even put some cooked peppers or some onions. As I said, you could cook the onions with them. But my favourite, coriander. All I'm going to do is just chop a little bit of fresh coriander and pop it on top. We all love coriander in our household. It's really, really good for you.
Yeah.
But I know there is something in some people that make coriander taste like soap. It's a thing. It's not just that you don't like it. It actually, there's some enzyme in some people's body that mean that they don't like coriander. Strange. So let's have a little zoom in, Cass. There we go. Spiced potatoes, and they're going to be as a side later on if they last that long.
Yeah, they probably won't.
Hope you enjoyed. Keep an eye out for my other recipes or have a look on my page. Namaste.